I'm stressed, not crazy, fighting what is bigger than me. So I'm taking time to slow my roll, creating my own therapy. Float, roll, push, spin, finding my anchor again. Movement lets me live, art lets me breathe. Giving love to myself is like healthy towards the future me.
Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you S. Pearl Sharp for kicking us off with that wonderful poem from one of our storytellers that are part of our project We Rise, creating our next LA. I'm Karen Mack, Executive Director, and we are so pleased to be able to celebrate with everyone today. This is an incredible milestone for a journey that began about 5 months ago, incredibly. It actually, I would say it began uh, when the pandemic started. We, like everyone, were, confused and had things shift for us. We had been planning to celebrate our 20th anniversary, and that did not seem like a fruitful path or a reasonable path once the pandemic hit. And instead, we had to come up with a way to, uh, sort of contribute to this moment in a way that was very aligned with our organization. So we see as our greatest assets as an organization and our greatest assets in Los Angeles, artists, youth, and community members. So we decided to come up with a project called Creating Our Next LA to activate those assets to take us into a post-pandemic. We were already thinking about, okay, one day who's gonna be able to get us out of this situation and not have to repeat it. And of course, we you know thought of our superheroes and created this project. And so as with much of our organization, we really come up with these ideas and have no idea how we're going to actually make them happen. And so, we started walking down the road, and I actually then had a conversation about the vision with my friend Gloria Gerace. And so Gloria was going to help us, solely work on creating our next LA. And then she got a call from her colleague at Cause Communication, Chris Hershey, to be part of this larger project, We Rise, which was set to involve, 10 plus major arts institutions to kind of do something somewhat similar, not totally, but, the idea of creating art to give people hope and a vision for what could happen, beyond, sort of fit right into what we were doing. So, and the great thing about that conversation is it came with some money to implement the project. So I'm happy to say that we established that partnership, and then that gave us a foundation to really, uh, begin the process of creating artwork that would and more importantly, tell the stories, or gather the stories as the basis for the artwork. And when we decided to do this, or had the green light, I knew which artist I wanted to lead this process, and immediately Dominique Moody came to mind. And then I started having a conversation with Beth, and I can't remember if I mentioned Dominique or if Beth simultaneously came up with Dominique, but we were like, it was like we could hear the bells go off when her name came up in association with this project. So she was thankfully available because, you know, this is an in-demand artist, and we were able to bring in her leadership. And I really think that really set this project on another level, and, you know, charted the course, or, you know, launched us so that we could get to this point, because Dominique doesn't play, as you all know. So we were able to, like, in the span of, I mean, I'm still like, I can't believe this actually came together. And let me tell you, we have glitches with our projects and trying to put them together, even when we have a reasonable timeline. So this timeline was insane. And all the moving parts, which you'll hear about, it actually came together. Like, I mean, this week, I got no frantic calls from Beth, like telling me that there was some drama happening with the installations. So I, you know, it's like the Dominique magic was happening. And I'm teasing because I think it's really the community magic, you know. I mean, this is what happens when powerful communities come together to, you know, really do something that's aligned with what needs to happen. And so I'm just incredibly thrilled to congratulate everybody for all their hard work to make this project the reality. The beautiful, I mean, I was like stunned when I saw the artwork. Like, of course, like, I'm getting these messages, and you know, I'm just all the time, I'm like covering my eyes, like closing, you know, just don't tell me what's happening. You know, my fingers are crossed, and it worked. Like, the pieces are absolutely gorgeous. And I say this all the time, like, it all comes down to hiring the right artists. And so, you know, and this was an incredible network. I'm looking at S. Pearl, I'm looking at Halline, like all of these different pieces and layers that came together to make this happen. So everybody just deserves the deepest congratulations. And, you know, I'm going to stop now and let you hear from the most important people in this initiative, our artists and our community members. And who's next? Is it Beth? Are you next?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for getting this whole dream started, because this has been quite a journey. And I just want to give a shout out to everyone starting. If you could just wave, if you happen to be a partner from Willowbrook. We partnered in Willowbrook with Reginald Johnson and the Willowbrook Improvement Network and the Willowbrook Community Gardens. If you were a story sharer, artist, or community member in Willowbrook, could you please give a wave? I want to recognize Ranika, Adachi, and Reginald Johnson, the LA Department of Parks and Recs, and also Rose and George, who are story sharers here today. George, and could you give a wave? Also in Hyde Park Powerhouse, Hyde Park the Amazing, Hyde Park Hope, Hyde Park Opportunities for Empowerment core partner, Angeles Mesa Heights Neighborhood Council, the Friends of the Hyde Park Library, Hank's Mini Market, and our Story Summit hosts, Assata, Umoja, and Linda Ricks and Robbye Davis. Just really thank you. Like, if you could wave out, if you are here from Hyde Park, if you are Dezmond, if you are Moses, participating artists, thank you, Hyde Park. And also Leimert Park. We need to put a shout out to the world stage, to Shine MUWASI and Rene Fisher-Mims, who hosted the Story Summit, to Chaos Network, to CD10, to the LA Department of Parks and Recreation that opened the gate. We've never seen this gate open in years. We've never seen it. We saw it the other day. And thanks as well to our story sharers, Sequoia Mercier, Marie Kellier, Noni Olabisi, and Brittney Price. Just really, Leimert Park partners, so strong. It was like a mini celebration yesterday at 7 a.m. at Leimert Park, coming out to see those gates open and the art rise up on those gates. Thank you, Exposition Park partners. We want to thank CAAM, the California African American Museum, for opening the doors to Exposition Park and to Exposition State Park that allowed the art to go on those on those fences, to USC Good Neighbors who supported our youth project, and USC Architect students who supported our story circle, to Amani, Holbert, and Kayla, Shelton, participating artists, to Minna and Luna, youth artists, storytellers, amazing ones, and of course, our photographer, Halline, Overby, who had 8 photo shoots in 8 days and spent 2 days, just please give a wave, Halline. And to S. Pearl Sharp, who we'll hear from again shortly, just Rio, Leimert Park, sharing those voices. And of course, Marina Scott and Khari Scott, who were the technical artists who worked on getting all those files together, helping, working. And of course, the amazing Dominique Moody, who brought it all together. And let's just give everyone a hand. This is so many people and agencies and parts coming together. It's almost a miracle. It is a miracle. And I want to pass it over to Dominique Moody to tell us about how do you go from story circles and people talking to actually creating an art project that can be in 4 locations this month in May.
You're on mute, Dominique.
Not yet. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks again for everything, for finally allowing us to come together at this moment, all of the components and the parts. As an assemblage artist, I'm used to bringing bits and pieces together to make a collective whole of something new and a story. And so in many ways, this was no different, except my pieces weren't always tangible and they were people. And so I didn't always bring them or find them. Some of them found me, and that was extraordinary. Like most art, it starts with something that you're inspired by. And the opportunity of doing it at this very strange and difficult time was part of that inspiration. Artists often will create in the midst of despair. And what you end up doing is transforming that energy of despair and trauma into something healing and transformative. And so the earliest seeds were, how do we bring in and listen to these stories and find seeds of inspiration out of those stories? And just by allowing the circles themselves to happen was a nurturing ground to finding those stories. And people were so willing to share the rich thoughts, their memories. So we were looking at both past, present, and future. The questions were extraordinary by young people to elicit that story. And we had an incredible range and diversity. I was really surprised by, once we had the stories and the artists had the opportunity to connect to a particular story, that the variety of ages from 17 to 74, that women and men, young people and elders, a variety of people of color, all happened kind of serendipitously and naturally. And that was, we were bringing together a village of people, and that was so exciting. So that was just the first early layers, and each one kind of unfolded. Now, we did have a plan, and we talked about possibilities of how these pieces could unfold. And so when I did the sample from my own photos taken at Leimert Park of showing a drum circle and a male dancer in the midst of those drum circles that included women, and in the full color and festiveness of Leimert Park pre-COVID. I thought that that could at least be a template to work from. But I know that when I find things, each piece is uniquely different. And so what I wanted to be able to nurture for myself, but also for all the other creative people in this process, was the space and flexibility to nurture unique ideas for each one and to have that space to grow. And so once those stories were selected and we contacted the storytellers and they agreed to participate in this next stage, then it blossomed again into the next phase, where how do you depict their story visually? In how do you take that transcript and transform it into prose and poetry? And then how do you engage with that person in a social distance, remote way to photograph a portrait of who they are and to capture the essence of their spirit through a silhouette? And each one of those stages brought something new because that person brought something new to the idea. We knew that we had to keep everyone safe during this COVID period. And so operating remotely was something new to probably most of us. And one of the elements is that we couldn't gather, from the story circles to the collaborating to working, on our with our mediums. I don't even right now have a studio. And so how do you make then the art happen in a physical way if you don't have those physical things present or the collaboration in person? And to me, to bring in technology and to bring in new materials was a way to make something new happen. And so even though we have painters and muralists and writers and photographers and an assemblage artist and people who share their stories, we then had to translate that into a technical medium and then find a material where that could be imprinted on. And that's where we found the dye bond, which can be printed on, and it can be a piece that's outside and durable and capture the colors, the textures, and all of the things that we wanted to bring in and then assemble in a digital way and enlarge it to these mini murals at 4 by 8 feet. For me, I'm a sculptor, and so I really needed to be able to contribute in a 3-dimensional way. And I felt that my biggest contribution could be as my silhouettes and the figurative form. And I wanted to be able to work on collaboration with each artist, each of those painters and portraits and muralists and poets and photographers for each piece. And so then it would be truly a collaboration. We didn't always know how each of these things would layer with each other. But now that we see them and that they're done, what is amazing is that there is a beautiful consistency and cohesiveness. And they look as if they were always meant to fold into each other and layer into each other. And that is the magic of art. And I could not have truly envisioned that in advance. You always hope and you nurture the space so that it can happen. And when it unfolds, you allow it to unfold and not fight it. And I feel so honored that I had people who were willing to go there, to have a learning curve. And we all had that learning curve and had the flexibility and the desire to pursue it. Everyone worked so, so hard to make this happen in such a short period of time. And it is truly a remarkable collaboration. And it is truly something that takes a village, and we are that village.
And S. Pearl, I'm going to thank you, Dominique. I'm going to pass it back to you, S. Pearl.
The poem that I read at the opening of our gathering was written for storyteller Minna Andrea Belidon, and she represents Expo Park. And this next poem is for Rose Pinckney, the storyteller representing Willowbrook. She is a healthcare worker to community nurturer, rooted in ancient ritual. We harvest freedom here. Diabetes meets Swiss chard, blood pressure calmed by kale. Youngsters seed the earth with wonder. Hands in the soil, health is joy.
Thank you, S. Pearl. And now we're going to see some of the artwork. We want to thank we want to thank, we'll look at the things, but we want to share this beautiful slideshow so you can see the art.
You need a little sunshine, girl. Sunshine. Sunshine. Well, all right. in the bright sunshine.
Yay.
Let's give a special thanks to Dr. Rick and Mandrill, who Dr. Rick was out at the installation on Wednesday and Thursday, and we said, hey, would you be willing to share some of your music? And so let's give a special hand to just have that music, and thank you, Dr. Rick and Mandrill. Now we'd love to hear from artists, from storytellers, from the different neighborhoods. I'm gonna start over let's start in Willowbrook. Hey, Willowbrook folks, storytellers, artists, is there someone from the Willowbrook crew that would love to share with us Willowbrook?
Yes, Beth, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Rose, I'll turn it over to you. What are your impressions seeing this artwork?
Everyone.
I think all of the artworks are just, it's more than what I expected. They're absolutely beautiful. And as far as Willowbrook, this is what we need in our location, especially the walk path. I think it's going to bring a lot of joy to people when they do that walk and they see that beautiful artwork. I just want to say thank you to all of the artists and everyone involved in this project. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You did a fabulous job.
All right, thanks for representing Willowbrook. And is there anyone else from Willowbrook? Oh, George.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, Dominique, awesome work. Halline, incredible photography. And again, finding friends. This has been a great connection. The work is just breathtakingly stunning. So all of your hard work and effort, as an artist myself, I know what you put into it and your heart was there and I see it and feel it. Love you all. And thank you.
All right, thank you, George, for sharing your story and your artwork. And we also want to put a shout out to Floyd Strickland for creating those beautiful participating artist visuals in Willowbrook. We want to move over to Hyde Park. We see a lot of Hyde Park folks in the audience. We see Assata Umoja, who was the convener of the Story Circle. We see Moses Ball. I see Dezmond. Is there someone that would like to, Moses, would you like to say something about what was it like for you to be a participating artist in this project?
First of all, hello, everybody. It was an honor to be included in this amazing project. I felt like Dominique kind of got like almost like a little dream team of just amazing artists, but not even, you know, we have all-time greats like Noni, but then we had these amazing upcoming artists like Brittney, Dezmond, and Amani, and it was just amazing seeing everybody's take on Dominique's vision. She definitely, it wasn't always clear to us, I think, and that was because I think Dominique wanted to allow us room to breathe and to bring our own individual visions and experiences in these neighborhoods to the pieces. But then the way that she put all these different ingredients together and made this amazing artistic gumbo, but one that was like regional, right? Like it was different in Lamert than it was over in Willowbrook. And all these different areas, I think were represented well. And I just love the way, like, just for instance, how Brittney's cool tones play against Noni's hot tones, like kind of got this little fire and ice thing going on in Lamert. You know, Dezmond's take on a runner, like runners are never featured on public art or rarely featured on there. So I thought that was amazing. Floyd's work is always amazing. And so it was just a pleasure to work. It was a different way of working because we're all in a pandemic. I'm in Missouri right now. So I couldn't get the exact supplies. And so my work was a little different. Like I painted Robbye Davis, who I love and respect, on canvas, but then I did the background and digitally. And then, you know, Dominique and the whole team put it all together with the amazing poetry and photography. And it just came together so seamlessly. It was interesting because if you've seen my Heart of Hyde Park project and the way that I painted the squares in the background with the Adinkras, Dominique had a great idea to adjust the shapes into the shapes of houses so that we had more of the neighborhood feel represented. And I thought that that was an amazing idea, and she elevated the work much more with that. And so I just wanted to say thank you all for coming out, for supporting this great project. And really, what I loved about it was that so many amazing folks were honored, just regular everyday folks who a lot of times don't get the attention that they deserve. And we were able to highlight them. So that was a blessing. And thanks to Beth, you definitely did a lot of virtual running around and literal running around, trying to pull everybody together. And I know that sometimes we as artists, with all of our own schedules, are hard to catch up with, but you all did an amazing job to pull this off. And I mean, I thought it was possible because I've seen you do it before, but it was definitely a challenge, and you met it. So thank you all. Appreciate it.
Wow, we appreciate you, Moses. Everyone, you know, it's definitely teamwork on every level in this project, and it's wonderful. I just wanted to just put a shout out to Kelly Jackson and Hank's Mini Market that really popped up and really became a site. You know, we're still, someday we'll have art at the Hyde Park Library. We will, but we are so grateful to have met Kelly and to be able to have the art there. It looks amazing. Kelly, did you want to say, would you like to give a shout out?
Sure. Hi guys. Yes, I'm very honored that you guys selected Hanks as a location, and I just love the pieces, and good job Moses and Dezmond. They're amazing. I am a fan of the work from LA Commons and these projects that you guys are doing in Hyde Park. And what really stands out to me and what I love about the projects that you guys are doing is showing up and getting the stories of the community. A lot of times when we talk about art in different spaces, the stories are always elevated towards celebrities or people that are always constantly getting their stories told. But I love this idea that you guys continue to get the stories and document the stories of those people that have been in the community doing the work for so long. And documentation is important. And so I just really appreciate that. And I'm just happy to have a space in South Central to show up in these ways, to bring the art to the community. So thank you for letting me just host you guys. At all the project, every layer of the project is beautiful, and each of the spaces that you guys selected, it's just an honor to be a part of it. So thank you for including Hanks.
Thank you, Kelly. Ms. Assata, did you want to give a shout out from Hyde Park?
No, other than just to say thank you. I was going to let Robbye talk since she's the featured, the person featured in the artwork. Let's hear what she has to say.
All
But
right.
thank you so much. I appreciate the collaboration.
Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone.
Good to hear your voice.
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, well, Hyde Park is privileged to have been a part of this endeavor. And I didn't know that Moses had been responsible for my piece of art. So thank you, Moses. You did a good job. That color is fantastic. And I just want to say that actually, you know, this community is right now in crisis. And so every bit of uplifting that can be brought into our experience is one that is welcomed. So everybody, I mean, I think I don't really know how this comes to happen because each little piece seems to have been worked in such a way you would think that everyone was at the same table. So all of you artists are to be commended. And once again, come back soon. We got plenty more to take care of. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Robbie Davis, extraordinaire. And I would love to move over to Leimert Park. We have some incredible participating artists, the amazing Noni Olabisi and the amazing Brittney Price. Noni, would you like to, what was it like for you to work as a participating artist on this project in Leimert Park?
It was magical. And first I want to shout out to all you Moses and your family, beautiful family, but everybody, because this was such an amazing experience. I always give praises and honors to the Most High because I know nothing. I don't claim to know things, but I do pray and ask for, invite spirits and ancestors to come and help me to whatever I need to do to be able to be used. And I felt like working with Dominique for the first time, even though we were on a project, but it never ventured out like this one. But working with Dominique was magical. First of all, I had to give up my what I think I know and step into her world and be directed. And she directed me so magically. I mean, to the point of I had to redo it because it didn't come out to her standard, I would say, but she wasn't mean or cruel or nothing about it. She was kind and peaceful. And my thing was I wanted to please her to be satisfied because working on a project of this magnitude and we're not in close vicinity with anybody. Everybody's in a different location. And for it to come out the way it came out just so magically. But what I did learn was that I had to get out of the way and let the art have its way, and to be able to listen to instructions, you know. So it was magical for me, and I think Marie as a subject matter was just awesome because she does these massive, I don't know what you would call it, costumes for the Festival of the Mass. And the colors came from actually her costume. The space that we have, especially as a muralist, I like large space, but with having to work on this small space and then having to try to incorporate her costume, the thing that came to me was you can't put the costume on, then put her colors. So it just worked magical. That's all I can say. It was so magical. And it's an honor to work with you, Dominique. And I hope I have the opportunity to work with you again because you were awesome. In fact, everybody's piece was awesome. And actually, when I was there at the expo to see the installation, tears was in my eyes because it was just that beautiful. Everybody had something to say and it all came together and it was just beautiful. Like I think Moses, you said dream team. You couldn't have said it no better. It was just beautiful. And I just say thank you.
Thank you so much, Noni. And I know, thank you, Noni. And also, I realized that the person, as I look at the Zoom, I see you right next to Marie Kellier. Marie Kellier, you're a local artist yourself. You make these amazing Trinidadian and Carnival. You bring Jamaica and traditions to the Leimert and are an organizer. What was it like to actually be the subject of artwork?
I'm glad you asked that. Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be among my peers who are just absolutely awesome, awesomely talented and are just awesome, colleagues and friends. What was it like? Like I said, when I was there, it was kind of weird, Usually I'm not a sort of upfront person when it comes to like photographs and stuff like that. My work is upfront, but usually I'm kind of behind the scenes. So I felt honored, first of all, and just blessed to be in that position. And I sort of wondered why I was selected, but over the course of working, of seeing the installation, speaking to Noni, speaking to Beth, speaking to Dominique, as everybody keeps saying, it sort of came together. And I really want to just really thank you for including me. And the poem that S. Sharp created just really captured something really beautiful about my experience in the Leimert Park, which has become my creative home. I spread out from there. I bring in Jamaica, I bring in the Caribbean, I bring in me, I bring in Africa. And then I kind of meld stuff together, and then it goes out back into the world. And so to be the subject was kind of a weird experience, but a beautiful experience. And I really appreciate and thank you for capturing something of my spirit and something of the spirit of my homeland of Jamaica and something of the spirit of art and what we are all about as artists. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marie. We really appreciate you. And I'm going to pass us over to Brittney Price, who was the artist of a participating artist in Leimert Park. Hey, Brittney, what was it like to be a participating artist on the project?
Oh my word. Okay, first of all, I'm coming to you with my family. I'm so blessed to be with them. We're reunited after a year and a half, all vaccinated and everything. So it's really cool to be able to gather together and also celebrate this amazing art. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this process. I feel like I've grown so much through this project. Through Dominique, I actually was able to get the gift of learning to not be afraid of digging deeper with my artwork and not to be afraid to go there. And I want to thank you for that, Dominique. I want to thank Floyd and Moses and really the community of artists that helped me and advised me with the whole process. I had never really done digital work before, especially to this scale. And I had support the whole way through. And it was just amazing being able to be a part of something larger than myself and be able to gift a community that's given so much to me was so amazing. So I'm just so proud of myself, one, and just happy to be a part of this. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for the relationships. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittney. And we're so grateful that you're reunited with your family after a year and a half. So thank you for bringing your family as well to this celebration. I'd like to just for a second, we want to get to Exposition Park, but I have to pass it over to Sequoia. Sequoia, what was it like for you to walk through those gates in Leimert Park and then see that piece of art? Oh, you're muted. Yep. Oh, can you unmute?
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. I wrote something to try to encapsulate the feelings. What words can free the birds of gratitude gathered on my tongue? When spirit conspires to surprise you, to give you with a group embrace from a catches you, still curious about life. What is there to do? I kneel in the oneness of our collective wonder and rise in our resounding answer to one of the most said questions ever asked, posed to us by Sister Toni Cade Bambara. Are you sure you want to be? Then I joined the chorus, that great cloud of witnesses, our ancestors, closer to us than our breath, and answer, yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. And we see, you poets in the audience. We see you, V. Kali. We see you, poets in the audience. And we want to, we see you, Peter Harris. We're going to pass over to, we're going to go end with our youth over in Exposition Park. It was incredible. The USC Good Neighbors Mental Health Awareness Month Youth Arts Team, who are 30 people strong, hosted story summits for 54 fellow young people and community members in Exposition Park. And out of these stories, 2 young people were featured, Minna and Luna. And I'm going to first call on one of the artists. I see Amani Holbert in the audience. Amani, could you talk about what story who you were working with and what inspired you to create your art?
Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I chose Minna's story and it really spoke to me because it was just like a lot about her experiences during the pandemic. And what really stuck out was like her love for swimming and also for skating and just like those things that you need to do when you're, you know, focusing on your mental health and continuing that self-care. So yeah, and thank you to Dominique for really helping me actually choose Minna, and kind of when we like went over the stories and the different people, yeah, that imagery really stuck out. Yes, and we really discussed a lot about the piece, and Dominique, you helped me a lot with my final idea and you were very encouraging. Because at first I did come to you with a lot of ideas. I kind of wanted to just put everything that Minna said, all of the things into one piece, but you definitely we talked, and then your insight on the project, it really helped the vision come to life. And you know, you were even open to like the small details, like letting me add the roller skates to the silhouette, just to make the whole everything that I wanted to convey come up to the piece. So thank you, Dominique, for that. And also thank you, S. Pearl, for your beautiful words on the piece. It really captured Minna's story and her path with mental health. And yeah, thank you to all the other amazing artists on the project, because you guys really make me look good to be collaborating with you all. So it's just an honor. And shout out to LA Commons for including me, you know, in such an amazing project, because I started off as a youth artist a few years ago. And then ever since Beth and LA Commons, they've been giving me continuous opportunities as an artist, and also connecting me with such great artists like, you know, Moses is such, you know, a great mentor to me and everything. So I'm just so grateful, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this project. And I can't wait to go to Expo Park and see it.
Thank you, Amani. And I see Minna in the audience. Minna, what was it like to see this artwork? Or be it, you're both an artist, you made your own art. We saw it as part of the youth art in the slideshow. And also you were a subject of the art. What was that like for you?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for featuring me. It was really an honor, and I'm really inspired to see myself in there. It's also like kind of weird because I'm not really used to being like the center of a piece. Yeah, like you know, like how when you're a photographer, you're never really the one being photographed because you're always the one being the photographer. So yeah, that's how it feels. But it's really exciting to see, and I'm really honored and inspired by all of the artists here because I really love seeing artists come together and build a community and artwork that it is also inspires other people. So yeah, it was really nice.
All right, well, thank you so much, Minna, for participating and also being a youth artist leader. We really appreciate your amazing artwork and also participating and supporting this work. And looking forward to seeing more. And I am wondering, I'm just gonna call out, is Kayla Shelton? I just wanna recognize Kayla Shelton. I just did, some people may have been calling in by phone. Kayla, are you here in the house? All right, well, if you are, please just let me know in the chat, and I would love to recognize you. And also Luna Perez. Luna Perez is another one of our amazing youth artists and youth leaders who is featured in the artwork. I also want to give a shout out to Sybil McMiller and Jackie Hernandez, who are working with the mental health awareness youth at USC Good Neighbors, and they're doing a social media campaign and a Loteria project all month. So if you could share their Instagram and play the Loteria and help spread the awareness of mental health awareness for the month of May, we would really appreciate that too. And we'll put some information in the chat. Before we move to our final poem, I really want to pass us back over to Karen Mack.
I was thinking that when I addressed you all earlier, of course, as usual, I forgot to actually talk about what LA Commons does. But you know, it's funny because I don't really need to, because what's so amazing is that what came out today, you know, our focus on story, on the power of artists to transform those stories into assets for the community that actually build based on, you know, this value that is embedded in, you know, us, and to put that out there for the world to see, but especially us, so that we can envision our power to actually, you know, create the places that we want to create. So, I mean, it's just incredible, you know, how this project has really reflected who we are as an organization. And I give credit to our amazing staff. I want to first acknowledge Beth, who has worked so tirelessly to bring this project to fruition. So if we could acknowledge Beth, that would be great. Our other team members who have played a significant role are Sandy. Why am I blanking? Senior moments. Sandy, you know who Sandy Garcia. And Maeve here, and then Leslie Tamarabuchi, who are the team members who've been most involved, but our entire team really contributed to doing this, to making this happen. So I just wanted to put that out there, and then just really thank We Rise for really providing us with the resources and support and, you know, just space to actually do this, you know, as they look to, as the County Department of Mental Health and their innovative way of thinking about things really uses art or sees art as a tool in their focus on really promoting mental health in LA County. And so we are so grateful for that. And you know, there's all kinds of things going on this month. WeRise.la if you want to connect with some other amazing arts. But today, I'm just so thrilled to be able to celebrate all of our artists and community members and youth and staff. This is just an amazing together accomplishment. You know, I feel so connected to all of you, and you know, that is the best reward from all of this work is to deepen our connections to each other, deepen our power to make the world better together.
Great, well, thank you, Karen Mack, and thank you, Dominique Moody, for helping us see how this could come together and for it to be seen by many, many, many people. So please, in the chat, there's information on how to get to the maps. If you want to see all the sites, please go to the LA Commons website, We Rise, go to the We Rise website. We would just love to have this be a month-long dialogue, really, with everyone. So please spread the word, share with others, and stop by and chat with, chat with the artists. This is amazing. And Dominique, did you have any last word you wanted to send us our way on as we walk into the evening? And then we're going to close with a poem by S. Pearl Sharp. Okay. Oh, you're muted. You're muted right now. And thanks, everyone. Like, this is amazing. Technology is working.
I just wanted to close by saying that I feel that in many ways, this is just the beginning, because it has opened up new possibilities and so that we can see that new LA and that new LA is based on the legacy and the gifts and the blessings, but also the learning lessons of the past.
And on that note, we pass it to S. Pearl Sharp. Thank you.
The last poem comes from the Hyde Park community, and it was written for Robbie Davis's artwork. Watch the problem or shape the solution. There is no end. So I begin with hope, sit in council with neighbors. We demand dollar power. We shape community. We protect our next generations. The we is you. You gotta come, be, do.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone. Great to see you.
Thanks, everyone. Feel free to come up the mic and say, have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, Beth. Thank you all.